Welcome to Guitar on the Beach. Today we're gonna try to build a Suhr by myself. I always want a Suhr, but they're really expensive. And I ordered this leg and the body, but they're not great. So now we're gonna start to refat it first. Hey, so here is the neck and the body, and we try to look like the Suhr guitar. And now the first thing we're gonna do, because the fat is really bad, so now we're gonna refat it to a stainless steel. So let me take off the neck first. So now we're gonna talk about how to refat a guitar. Usually people, they will use a masking tape and cover the fretboard first so they can protect the fretboard, but I don't care, so let me just do it. So first thing, you leave a thing like this. But this fret is not really fit the fretboard, so probably just use a screwdriver, they will just come out. Okay, so now, so first thing, you have to find a screwdriver like this. It's a very small head. And then we have to find a piece easy to dig out. And be careful, otherwise you're gonna hurt the fretboard, and you don't want it to happen. Just put it in the fret, kind of dig them out like this. And usually you probably gonna need this to help to dig the fret out, but seems that people make the fret didn't really stable, so it's really easy to come out. So I'm just gonna dig all of them out. So now you can see we already successfully take all the fret out. And now we're just gonna make the fretboard more smooth. So we're just gonna sand it first. So before we're gonna put the fret on, we're gonna make the fretboard more smooth by starting from 400 grit sandpaper. And you're gonna need a brick like this, they're fat. And you put the sandpaper on them, so make sure everything is flat. Now we're gonna use more finer grip sandpaper, like 1000 grip. And do the same thing again. So now they are nice and smooth. Then let me use some lemon oil to clean it. So now it's pretty smooth, so ready for our next step is to put new thread on. So here is the new thread I already ready. And usually the thread is longer than what you actually need. So before you start to using them, you have to measure them how long they are first. And then you use this to cut them. But I already cut it before I come. So after I cut it, usually before I put it on, I will sand both sides, make them smooth first so they don't stab my hand. Pretty much we're already ready to put the thread inside the fretboard. So also we need a hammer like this. And then just slow and gentle, and they're in. You can see them are perfectly in and perfectly fit. Be careful of this part, don't leave it any space if you could. Otherwise, not really stable. So now you can see I already put all the thread inside the fretboard, but I will hammer them again to make sure they're all in. So now you can see we already almost done everything, but we have to make sure all the threads are equal, otherwise you're not gonna pay really well. If they're moving, that means they're not quite equal, then you might have to thread leveling them. And the double check is also for if you didn't hammer them inside equal enough, and now it will fire out and you can hammer them in more. So for example, this one I already perfectly hammered in, but it's still a little bit not equal, so I'm just gonna file it a little bit. So now already done all the refret, and now all the frets are equal. So the next thing we're gonna do is to change the nut. Now we're gonna change the nuts first. Now we're gonna change this nut because they didn't put it really well and kind of shitty. So first thing you're gonna need a very small screwdriver first, and then you're gonna need a cutter. And you're gonna see do any glue around this nut first, but be careful, don't cut open the fretboard. Then we can use this screwdriver. And now we can try to use this screwdriver to lock the nut out. So now we go to the side, and you sort the line and put your screwdriver in, and then use the hammer to take that down. Gentle. After this, we go to another side and do the same thing. Then you will saw the nut already come out. Then you can just pull it out. So it's totally removed already. And then now we're just gonna put the new nut on. So first thing that we put it in to see is the side correct. Then make sure your nut is on the correct side. The smaller one is for the first string, the bigger whole one is for the sixth string. You can put it in to measure and see if the side correct first. So after you make it, you make sure it's okay. And see we match okay and amazing. So now we put this glue on it. This is the glue you can remove. Don't have to put too much, just a little bit to make sure it stays on it. And now you put on it. And make sure both sides they are balanced. After you make sure they stick okay. So basically this done. I'm thinking about changing the bridge to Arial Pole 2. So before we change the bridge to Arial Pole 2, we're gonna take away the pick guard first. And now we turn to the bed. Try to take away all the spring first, so we can take the bridge out. So here now we're gonna release this a little bit so we can take the spring out. We're gonna take it down anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just like we take it out. So now we're gonna disconnect this wire first. So now we can take this out and take the spring out. So after we take this out, we're just gonna take the bridge out. And also screw the two screws out. Then now we're gonna take out the jack, so we can totally take out the pickguard. So now you're gonna disconnect them. So now the whole pickguard already out. So now we see the RVO pole 2. If we put it in, you can tell the hole is not really matched. So now we're gonna take a little hole for it. So now we're gonna draw a mark on the guitar. And then we're gonna draw a hole on it. So now that we put the bridge in. So now let me put this part in the guitar first. I don't even know what it's called. So basically hammer in and then another hole. So now you can see they're perfectly in. So now we can see how well the bridge can fit this guitar. So of course we're gonna screw back this in too. So now that we put the bridge in, see how well it fit. It fit perfectly. So after the bridge is fit, we're gonna come back here to put back the spring cuff. Okay, so now let me put the bridge back to the hole. Then it's time to set up the spring. So anyway, they're in. So the bridge is perfect. Now we go to the next section. Put the new pickup on. Suhr V70 vintage pickup. We're gonna put this Suhr V70 vintage pickup on this guitar. So this is our Suhr V70 vintage pickup. And now you can see the whole thing already ready. We just have to make sure they connect with the back, the spring cuff, and also connect with the jack. Then it will be everything done. Then we can put on the neck and set up. Then this project is done. Then I will get my perfect Suhr guitar. So let me see. So now you can see this white wire with one black wire, they're gonna connect with the jack, and one black wire gonna go to the back and connect with the spring cuff. So go to the spring cuff one, gonna go through to this hole to go to the back. We can see the hole is right here. And you already can see this wire already in the back. Then later we're just gonna connect it with the spring cuff. And now what we're gonna do with these two wire, we're just gonna put that here, and you will see a hole to connect to the jack. We're just gonna get through to the hole. Then basically done. So now you will see the little bridge RVO pole 2. It's not really fit my pickguard. So now we're gonna drill the pickguard a little bit to make it fit.
Good.
So now you can see we already successfully cut it. But let me sand it a little bit to make it more smooth. So now it's pretty smooth. And then we put them back. So now let me soldering the spring cuff first. So now we're gonna solder this wire on the spring cuff. So black go to hot and white go to ground. So now you can see they're perfectly done the soldering, so we can put them back in. Now So after we put all the screw on, basically done. But now let we put back the neck. So clearly the picket is still a little bit too big, so I cannot put the neck back, so I'm just gonna cut the picket a little bit to fit it. Then we see that the neck fit now. Still not too fit. Seems gonna be fine. So now we're just gonna use some. So now we're gonna do some sanding around the corners to make it more smooth. So now it is totally smooth. So now we're gonna put back the neck. And also don't forget the back paste. And now you can see the whole Suhr guitar, my DIY, pretend it's a Suhr guitar at least, it's done. We just have to set up and string up this, my DIY Suhr guitar, that is done.